A couple of scenes and sequences from Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas have become classics, among those the Meet the Crew scene, which is an interesting connection to a classic movie. Based on the book Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi, Goodfellas chronicles the life of Henry Hill, Ray Liotta, from his days as a teenager running errands for Paul Cicero, Paul Sorvino, and his crew to his full involvement with the Lucchese crime family and his decision to become an FBI informant and enter the witness protection program years later. During his time in the mob, Henry became acquainted with some of the biggest names in the mob, and he was especially close to Jimmy, the Gent Conway, Robert De Niro, and Tommy DeVito, Joe Pesci. Goodfellas is narrated by Henry, and Scorsese made sure that the audience was fully immersed in the mob's lifestyle, and he achieved so through some of the best scenes and sequences in the movie, as were the Copacabana one-shot and the Meet the Crew scene. The latter, set in the Bamboo Lounge, introduces Paulie's crew as the camera goes around the place with Henry explaining to the audience who each gangster is and, in some cases, with a quick explanation of their nicknames or links to other notable names in the mob. However, there's a deeper meaning to this scene, as it's a homage to the opening scene of Federico Fellini's I Vitelloni. How Goodfellas references Fellini's I Vitelloni. It's not unusual for directors to pay tribute to other movies and filmmakers in their works, and there are many ways in which they can do so. In Scorsese's case, in Goodfellas he paid homage to one of Fellini's works. The 1953 comedy-drama movie I Vitelloni, which tells the story of five young friends Meraldo, Franco Interlenghi, Alberto Sodi, Fausto, Franco Fabrizi, Leopoldo Trieste, and Riccardo Fellini, at crucial turning points in their small-town lives. I Vitelloni is a study of male friendship and the decisions every young adult has to take as they find their way in life. I Vitelloni opens with a sequence where the camera goes around a restaurant while Fausto introduces his friends, with a brief description or note about each of them, though none of them interact with the camera as in Goodfellas. Fellini's sequence is shorter as it introduces fewer characters than Scorsese did, but both are about groups of men who share strong bonds, though in Goodfellas' case, these could be broken beyond repair with fatal consequences, and the friendships in Fellini's movie are much more genuine. This isn't the only influence I Vitelloni had on Scorsese, as it's also one of the inspirations behind his 1973 movie Mean Streets. Other classic movies referenced in Goodfellas. Fellini's I Vitelloni isn't the only classic movie referenced in Goodfellas. The scene where Tommy shoots Spider, Michael Imperioli, on the foot to make him dance is a reference to the 1939 western The Oklahoma Kid, which is even mentioned in the scene by one of the mobsters playing cards with Tommy. Scorsese also used the famous Vertigo shot made popular by Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo in the diner scene with Jimmy and Henry in the third act of Goodfellas, and, of course, Tommy's final scene where he shoots at the camera is a homage to the classic western short film The Great Train Robbery. However, out of all these, the ones that go beyond being references and homages are the I Vitelloni and the Great Train Robbery scenes, with the first one linked to the relationships between the characters and the latter linked to the consequences of the crimes of the characters.